Hello, my friends. It's been some time, and the reason for that being that I've been away for the last few weeks on vacation. And what a blessed perspective vacation gives on one's life. Simply because when one is living one's everyday routine, inevitably one gets embroiled in all the details and all the small boundaries of challenge and difficulty and tension and stress in one's everyday life. When one is away, one has the opportunity to see these details in terms of the overall organism of life. And that whole perspective is a very, very valuable one because it allows one to deal with the details in a balanced way. So right now I'm coming at you from the perspective of wholeness and feeling very, very happy with that and being committed to wanting to maintain this perspective for as long as possible, maybe forever. Maybe it is just a habit of mind to be able to see things simultaneously from a distance and with close focus at the same time. That is what I would call living a balanced life. Or to put it in Jewish terms, I would say that's what's called living a Shabbistic life. Now, Shabbistic is the adjective in Yiddish for Shabbat-like. And typically, even if we observe Shabbat, we are only Shabbat-like for the duration of Shabbat or for whatever portion of Shabbat that we observe. And then the 6 days of the week typically are small boundaries of time and space and responsibility and deadline and tension and stress and great energy, but also great fatigue. And there's a price that we pay for all the activity that we do in this day and age. So I think the question is, how can we make Shabbat consciousness part of everyday life? In fact, Judaism recognizes this as a challenge and also as something worth pursuing. We have in the Birkat HaMazon, the Grace After Meals, this very, very suggestive line that we pray for God to bestow upon us Yom Shekulo Shabbat, a day that will be entirely Shabbat, a 24-hour Sabbath, 7 days a week. But it's a contradiction in terms because we can't live in the world and be observing Shabbat 24/7. So what is it the rabbis are getting at? The idea is to preserve that wholeness, that inner calm, that state of non-attachment, even when one is fully engaged in one's activity. Not an easy task to do because one is actually the opposite of the other. And yet the theory of Shabbat is that by regularly alternating the expansion and happiness and relaxation of the Sabbath day with the 6 days of intense activity of the week, eventually what happens is that the influence of the seventh day is going to start spilling over more and more and more into our thinking, feeling, perceiving, and acting. And this is a wonderful state in which to live. One could say that for such a person, suffering is not really part of their human equation anymore. Suffering is certainly a common enough phenomenon in the world, even in the relatively calm and affluent world in which we live here in Canada. Nevertheless, we suffer our anxieties and we have our sleepless nights. And how much better it would be if we could go about the business of our life, not avoiding tension, not avoiding dynamic activity, but rather carrying with us a reservoir of restfulness, a Shabbat consciousness, so that even engaged in the intense activity in which we're engaged, we can do so as if it were Shabbat. For such a person, I believe, we could say that the Messiah has already come, because they're living life then in a state of such perfect balance. To put it in slightly different terminology, we say in Aramaic, there are two kinds of mind that a person can experience in their life. There's the usual consciousness, mochin de katnut, small-mindedness, which is appropriate to the tensions and stresses and small boundaries of everyday life. But then on Shabbat we should have the experience of what's called mochin de gadlut, a large-mindedness. And ordinarily one is pretty separate from the other. There's one mode, there's the other mode. But how good it would be if we could have that state of mochin de gadlut all the time, not losing focus, while not losing focus on the intense boundaries and small activities of the 6 days of the week. So this is actually the state that I'm speaking to you from at this moment. I can't guarantee that the next time we speak I'll still be here, but I am working on it. And maybe this can be an inspiration to you too. Judaism is a practical spiritual path. Shabbat is not only a wonderful tradition, but has practical value for the way that we conduct our everyday lives. It's meant to be an influence that spills over into the 6 days of the week. So by all means, we offer you to come, celebrate, enjoy mochin de gadlut, a broad-mindedness, an expanded consciousness on Shabbat, so that the activities and challenges of the 6 days of the week will go much, much smoother and be much more enjoyable for you and everyone that you interact with over the course of your week. So that's my message for this week, and I wish all of you a Shabbat Shalom. Learn more about upcoming programs and services by staying connected with us. Visit our website, follow us on Facebook, sign up to receive updates by email. Again, thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.